So hey, I'm Zared, and I occasionally stream War Thunder. I know lots of folks don't play or haven't even tried realistic battles. Realistic is one of my favorite modes to play, and I thought I would do a little bit of a walkthrough of a match I played and go into some of the decision making that I do in every match. In this game, I'm playing the F4F-3 Wildcat, fully upgraded, armed with four 50 caliber machine guns, loaded with the universal ammo belt, and set to a 300-meter convergence. As in all realistic battles, if you aren't ground pounding, you should be climbing. But that's boring to watch, so let's move ahead a little bit to the first enemy contact. So here we're about to run into our first contact. We'll be roughly off to our one, should be a little black dot showing up roughly about here. We have no idea what they are yet, only that they are Japanese because of the map we are on, and they are higher than us, so they have an advantage right now. We need to not just rush right in and, give them even more of one. So we're just going to keep climbing, wait for them to make a move. Hopefully we'll get to see what they are. That way we can make a more informed decision about our next move. And there we go, KI-45. So what do we know about the KI-45? Well, it's a twin-engined heavy fighter that turns pretty well. The vanilla version comes with two 50 cals and a 20mm cannon all in its nose, so it's rather dangerous. So let's not turn to go and fight that until it either comes after us or goes after our team. Luckily, our team has just come into view on the right side of the screen, and they're roughly the same distance away as that KI-45. So let's go ahead and turn back around, and by the time we get there, he will hopefully have engaged on one of our teammates, and we can, help him out of a sticky situation. As luck would have it, he has chosen to go ahead and dive down and engage on that Spitfire. So since he's engaged on that Spitfire, hopefully there's some tunnel vision going on and we can get ourselves a piece. As it stands, he's just turning flat, just straight up turn battle with that Spitfire, so let's turn to follow. But wait, there's that KI-45 right there. Not paying attention to us, coming towards us though, so let's take a pot shot, see if we can't get a lucky crit, and yeah, I'd say setting somebody on fire is, lucky enough. So since the first one is on fire, let's go after this other one. Now we're fortunate enough to catch this KI-45 as he reaches the apex of a turn and then dives down to chase a friendly buffalo. This is to our advantage since we can chase him down as he's tunnel visioning. Now you'll notice that as we dive, I set my throttle to 0 because as you speed up, your aircraft becomes more and more difficult to control. But it ends up not being too much of an issue as we don't bleed off that much speed, and I'm able to get an angle on him and set him on fire. So that's two KI-45s set on fire this game. Then I notice the throttle is still at 0. I set it back to 100, check behind to see if anybody had followed our nice little tunnel vision train we had going. But I really needed to have been more mindful of my speed, because if he had not burnt down, that KI-45 could have easily killed our buffalo right there. So we turn around to face that first KI-45 as he did not die from that original engine fire. Again, he's not coming after us, so we're going to do the same thing. Try and shoot into him, get some pot shots, so we get some hits. Unfortunately, no fire this time. He speeds right through the buffalo and I, doing the smart thing and not fighting 2-on-1. Even with the extra maneuverability he has, unless you are really, really confident in your abilities as a pilot, you do not want to just jump right into a situation where you will be fighting more than one enemy on an even altitude. Now, if I was in his position, I would have kept going until I had at least 2.5 kilometers between myself and my pursuers, then turned around and tried to kill at least one of them in a joust. But he got a little antsy and just tried to run in a completely different direction, which ended up getting him killed. So with 2 kills and only enemy AI nearby, I start to get ready to turn around and fight them until I notice that the cargo ships are shooting at something. So I figure, time to go investigate. Once we're close enough to do something more exciting than just fly forwards, we can see that we lucked out and this H6K4 is coming towards us, like we've had twice before with the KI-45s. We angle up, lead the target slightly, get some shots on, and there you go, our third engine fire of the game. But with targets that big, you can't always depend on fire to deal with them. So we turn back to deal with this guy in a more direct manner. Now the thing you have to remember about H6K4s is that they have a 20mm cannon in the tail. So I do something dumb here and assume that with all the fire he had been taking from the cargo ships, and the fact that I didn't hear it fire when I did my initial pass, that at some point his cannon gunner was knocked out. So I just waltz right up to his 6, take a few shots, set him on fire, then whoa, cannon shells, more bullets. Okay, luckily he was heavily damaged already, so we were able to take him out. So that's 3 kills for this round. We are now down to 1 player and 1 bot. So since we don't know where the player is, we can just head towards where the bots are normally gonna, fly in circles like they do. Nothing special about an AI kill, but I figured I would put it in the video just so that the final total would make sense. It's at this point that we notice an ally is way out there towards the enemy base. Maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he was chasing somebody. Once again, we're in the situation where the enemy is coming towards us but not directly at us, so we're able to take our time, line up a shot, take it, get a couple of hits in. Not so lucky with the crits this time, but we can come up and over, line up on that B5 into a relatively harmless aircraft, get some shots in, a nice crit, come back around to try and chase him, but looks like he's turning to do something. I'm not sure, but as we zoom in, we notice that his propeller is dead, so now we just put more shots into him to make sure we secure the kill. And that is 5 kills for this game. Well, 4.5. AI don't really count.